Welcome to Is It Really True? This class is going to be about the spirit of aloha, and you're going to apply that and learn 6 Kahuna principles that they practice regularly in Hawaii. And so, is it really true is one of my favorite concepts where you're actually at the end of this lesson, you're going to be working with one of your beliefs and writing 7 reasons why you believe it's true. And it's amazing how quickly you can realize that it's a story that you bought into. Oftentimes it's conditioned beliefs and patterns that you haven't really thought to work through before. So I'm Linda Kilpela, and I'll be guiding you through this aloha exercise. So the spirit of aloha, they call it the breath of life. And so aloha means the presence of breath or the breath of life. So it comes from alo, meaning presence, front and face, and ha, meaning breath. And you're going to have a sound bath for the spirit of aloha and also a sound bath for the ha breath after this lesson to enjoy, as well as you integrate these beautiful principles that are all based on love. So aloha is a way of living and treating each other with love and respect at all times. And its deep meaning starts by teaching ourselves to love our own beings first, and afterwards to spread the love to others. So when you think about that, we typically in healing, your heart chakra heals first and the high heart heals after that. Your heart chakra is your love for yourself. The high heart is the love for others. And that's why so many people, once they heal the high heart, they can feel even their hands ignite, because that's an extension of your heart, which is the extension of your divine. So kind of amazing journey we're on here. So the spirit of aloha, according to the old Kahuna, so those would be like the priests and shamans in Hawaii, being able to live the spirit of aloha is a way of reaching self-perfection and realization for your own body and soul. So a lot of this is all about taking responsibility for your own self in body, mind, emotions, and spirit. And that extends out into your community, your environment, your home, and all of that. So obviously there's a ripple effect with it, as in all things in life. We have the infinite continuum. Aloha is sending and receiving a positive energy. It is living in harmony. And when you live in the spirit of aloha, you create positive feelings and thoughts, which are always present. So they exist in space, multiply, and expand to others. So the energy of aloha is always just a beautiful exchange of energy for everybody involved or connected. So the Kahuna principles that we're going to go through are Ike, Kala, Makia, Manawa, Mana, and Aloha. So we'll go through them one at a time. What I'd like you to do is get out something to write with in a journal. And as you're gonna actually have a little exercise with all 6 of these Kahuna principles that you're gonna write down what your beliefs are. So another way to bust through your beliefs is to know what they are. And so I love going through these principles because it really helps to validate where you're at. And then you can actually bust through them with higher vibrations and just bring in consciousness to where you're at in your life and what you believe, and question everything. I think about like my oldest daughter, her first word was why, her second word was why, her third word was why. And really, that's a question that we should always ask ourselves when it's something that we believe. So starting with our first one, Ike, the world is what you believe it is. So we're going to take a minute or two. We'll take 2 minutes on each one. So what do you believe about yourself, your family, friends, colleagues, humanity, etc.? So what do you believe the world is? And we will return in 2 minutes. So I would recommend redoing this exercise as often as you need to, as you continue to become your true self more and more. It's a great thing to reflect on. So in this class, we're just going to take 2 minutes for each one, but in the future, you could take a half hour on each one, really get deep into what it is that you believe. So you're welcome to revisit this video and pause it until this is complete for you. So our next one is Kala. There are no limits. I love this so much. What excuses and blocks do you put on yourself? And this is so classic when you talk to people, all the little excuses like, oh, let's go to Hawaii next week. And they're like, well, I can't because da 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 da. So some examples, my husband won't, but the kids, I can't afford it, etc. So what excuses and blocks do you put on yourself? So moving on, Makia, energy flows where attention goes. And this is very interesting when you, I would reflect on this all the time. What's your conversation been for the last 6 months? It's amazing how we can get stuck in a loop. Talking about the same thing oftentimes is something that we can't do anything about, things like that. So just think about your conversations. What have they been for the last 6 months? Next, we have Manawa. Now is the moment of power. So there's several questions here. You can answer whichever ones you'd like or all of them. So what do you believe about personal power? Do you take power from others? Where does your power come from? Who do you give your power to? Or who do you empower? So answer any of those, whichever ones really kind of jump out at you. And we'll be back in 2. All right, moving on to our 5th principle, Mana. All power comes from within. So how much do you respect yourself? Do you see someone that you love in the mirror? Are you still searching outside of yourself or seeking outside authority? Just answer any of those or all of those questions about mana. So all power comes from within. What is your belief about that? And our final principle, of course, is aloha. Love is to be happy with. So are you in aloha with all aspects of your life? Body, mind, emotion, spirit, environment, relationships, etc. So whatever comes to mind here, are you in aloha with all aspects of your life? So now we're going to move into this section to see if it's really true. So choose one of your responses to the 6 Kahuna principles to work with. So just choose one that you're a little uncertain about and you want to gather a little more truth with your belief. So choose one of them, and I'll give you a little time to figure that out, which one jumps out at you, or intuitively, which one do you believe would be best to work on in this class. Okay, so now it's time to take responsibility for your beliefs. So once you've chosen one of your beliefs to work on that came through with these Kahuna principles, we're going to run it through. One of my favorite concepts ever is list 7 reasons why your belief is true. So the way that this concept works is typically like you can get a few good reasons, and by maybe like reason number 3, 4, 5, you realize that it's not actually true. So we want to bust through your belief. So literally view your belief as an investigator. So something that you believe, even if it's about yourself, a relationship, some type of block that you cannot move forward. So you want to remove all the conditioned thoughts and emotions from it, and then literally narrow it down to the facts. And that is how you discover if it's really true. So go ahead and take one of your beliefs, one of these principles, whatever responses came through as you're journaling, and let's take a couple minutes and list 7 reasons why you believe your belief is true. And if you can get to 7, it's likely true, and you can move on to another one, but just work on one that you really want to get to the bottom of it. Because once you realize the parts of it that are not true, then you can actually create a new belief about it, going into a sound bath or into meditation, things like that. So let's just take a couple minutes here and list those 7 reasons. See if you can get 7, if it's a complicated belief. Oftentimes, it's just conditioning and something you were told because I said so and you believed it. Oftentimes we believe things to stay safe. Sameness is safety, and most people grow up that way. So we'll meet back in 2. I would highly recommend adopting this 7 reasons that it's true as a lifestyle. When you believe in something, question it and really find out what is true for you. And oftentimes, like as we awaken and our consciousness is higher, our truth changes because we know more, we're more responsible for our lives, and things become more clear from that higher vantage point. So it's a good thing to put your beliefs up against that 7 reasons, because oftentimes if it's not true, I mean, always when it's not true, you can't find 7 reasons. It just doesn't work. And so from that point, you can go into one of the, when you feel like where that belief is, it'll probably create a little discomfort in your body. You can listen to any of the different sound baths. But even like the 7-minute chakra sound baths, for example, if you feel it in your heart, listen to the heart sound bath, 639 hertz, and just bring truth into that area so you can release the discomfort and upgrade your belief at the same time. So this is something that you can review throughout your life, just the whole concept. You don't have to review the class per se, but you can, and then pause and take time to really dive in deeper. You can take a few hours to go through these things and really get down to the truth of the matter and discover something greater for yourself. So hang loose. For those of you that have been to Hawaii, it literally is how it is there. It's all about just relaxing and refrain from taking life too seriously. That is the spirit of Aloha, is just to be in love always with all things. So what's coming up next, you're going to have a sound bath where I will guide you through the Ha breath, which is the breath of life that is taught in Hawaii. So the real conduit of healing is using the breath as medicine. And we know we are designed to heal ourselves. So the Ha breath is an interesting way to breathe. And it's really, really effective. And I just love this breath work is primarily grace receiving gratitude. I mean, what is better than that? That is literally what the spirit of aloha is grace receiving gratitude. And that's the most beautiful things you can experience. So this spirit of aloha is pretty intense. So you are source energy. It really connects you with the divine aspect of who you are. When we think about the breath, it's that infinite continuum, that inhale and exhale. Imagine that, grace receiving gratitude. So that's going to be in part of your guided meditation as well. And then, of course, you'll have one that's the spirit of aloha, just to call in these higher emotions that are really bring the spirit up in your body so that you can walk in your truth. So that one is a little bit longer. So you're welcome to use them at any time, but I would recommend adopting this concept as a lifestyle, just figuring out like what is true. And as you continue to move forward in your life, really keep up leveling and being responsible and live in that spirit of aloha.
I choose to live in the spirit of aloha, in the presence of breath, the presence of life itself. I choose to live in the spirit of aloha, the way of living and treating myself and others with love and respect at all times. I love my own being first, and then spread love to others. I am on a journey reaching self-perfection and realization of my own body and soul. Living in the spirit of aloha, I send and receive positive energy. I am at peace, and I live in harmony. create positive feelings and thoughts which are always present. They exist in time and space and multiply and expand infinitely. I choose to live in the spirit of aloha with all aspects of